2024 Ford Maverick build and price. Yes, the prices are here. We can actually build it online if you're on the USA site. If you're on the Canadian side, too bad. We're 30% later than the Americans, I guess. It's not just our exchange rate where there's a difference. It's also when the people who build these sites get down to business, and they're only getting down to business and about 30% later. So this could take 3-4 weeks on the Canadian side. Mind you, if you are on the Canadian side, really important information, I checked in Ford system, and yes, pricing is up. The pricing guide is up. So theoretically, with a whole lot of extra work, dealers can actually convert your order, but not easily like this here. So the dealer has to do 100% of everything, and they've got the pricing in Canada and you don't. So USA Maverick order, folks, you're lucky. You can actually check your dealer and make sure they've got the right price for you, that you're not getting BS'd. So this is a bit of BS busting. We're going to go through what the real price is. And remember, everyone, when you order, even if you're just converting your order because you're a 23 order or you're an all new order, you need to get them to sign your build sheet. 1. 2, you need to get them to sign a lease or purchase agreement. They'll have you sign it, but you need their signature. You signing it is their protection. Them signing, the sales director, is your protection. Protection for the interest rate, protection for the price. Some dealers will try to rob you for thousands of dollars. And everyone on the internet gets mad at Ford. They pick on Ford, it seems, the most, but this is going on at Toyota. This is going on at GM. Heck, GM, when you order, you can't even protect your price and your interest rate in any way whatsoever. So these are important things to know. Get that lease signed agreement. And then if you really want to make sure that they gave you a confirmed order, of course, ask from the beginning, do you confirm your orders? And then finally, when it gets down to business, ask them to send you the DORA sheet. It's a proof that the order went in. And you can even get the WebDo confirmation sheet. They can just send you a photo by text, though. It takes 10 seconds, and that way you know they got down to business and they did everything right. Because Ford right now, just last week, I had 6 Mavericks scheduled. 6 Mavericks, get a build date and a VIN. I'm ecstatic. I sent everyone texts. I think I made some really happy people.
So
thank you, Ford.
That's fun to give good news to people who are waiting that long.
It is. Now, from recollection, they're all EcoBoosts. So that's one thing, though. Right now, there's a bit of a recall on the hybrids, and I don't know when we'll actually be able to deliver most of the current Maverick hybrids. The Ford F-150 Lightning, there's also some touched by a recall that could take, Ford often, don't worry if you've seen the recall and you see, ready by before the end of Q4, which means the end of this year. It doesn't actually mean it's going to take 5-6 months. Ford now often will say, ready by Q4, so they give themselves 4 to 6 months. And Mach-E, we saw it. Lightning was a great example when it happened. So we've had recently at least 2, and I believe actually 3 examples of Ford pushing way out recall dates. And I called it when they did it on the Lightning, and people were saying this, YouTube was saying this is the end of the Lightning. They can't even deliver them, and they can't for months and months and months, so it's game over. I was like, they'll probably have this worked out within 2 or 3 weeks, and it was exactly 2.5 weeks. It was 2 or 3 weeks, 2.5. So I'm not worried. But the Maverick, I wouldn't worry about ordering one up. Any type of recall that has a delivery hold. We'll talk more about recalls in episode 2 of this live. But they end up getting worked out much more quickly than foreseen. They give themselves time just in case. So Marie, I know you're going to get excited for these prices, but remember, this is USA pricing, build and price, not up for Canadians, but we could convert an order and put it in. But according to Ford, by the way, if you're a Canadian watching this, according to Ford, the Maverick in Canada only sold out. I saw it on the fleet order production sheet. It was saying that the Maverick was sold out, and we have it. Maybe you'll come across it later, but it was months later, and it was only talking about the EcoBoost, but it was saying the EcoBoost sold out actually in, I think it was March in Canada. So this is going to sell out quickly in the United States. Canada has their allotment. We're not as car crazy. We're not as on YouTube nearly as much. 5% of my viewers are Canadian viewers only. So that just goes to show how, in Canada, we chase vehicles less. We're not as much of car chasers. I don't know if we're chasing the ladies more or what we're chasing, but it's not cars. We do like our guns though. So the XL is starting at $23,400 US, because now guess what? The 2-liter EcoBoost is your standard engine. So let's talk about the price of the hybrid now. 23,400. Maybe you can help me out with the math here, Marie. If we go 23,400 and we kick that up to 24,900, let's see how good you are in math.
I don't have a good memory today. I'm so sorry.
That's not memory. That's actually just math.
Yeah,
so 20,
but I don't remember the first.
Oh,
That's why.
I hear you.
Big day.
23,400. Kick it up to 24,900.
1,500. Yeah.
Right on. Practice your English. Practice your math. Now the XLT, 26,315 starting price. We'll get to what the real price is.
Not that big difference to have an hybrid. That's good.
To get an XLT, no, the price difference between an XL and an XLT isn't that high. And if you want to see exactly what that entails, so maybe you can do the math here, 26,315 minus 24,900. What are we talking about, Marie?
24. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's I don't 1,400. I'm not good to do the reverse.
So $1,400. Yeah. And what do we get? Well, Ford, the website's going to tell you straight up. You get adaptable XLT model, adds cubby storage in the bed. So that's in the bed. You've got a little compartment where you can hide stuff. By the way, drug sniffing dogs will sniff that out. So this isn't a naughty spot. It's not airtight. Things will get sniffed out. If you throw it down coffee, apparently that throws off the dogs. But still, don't do anything illegal, folks. You'll probably get caught. And even if you don't, it's unethical. Now, you get also the 10 tie downs. The 10 tie downs, we're using them in our F-150 Lightning this weekend, trying in a torrential downpour, trying to pick up cabinets so you can have your dream kitchen, and you're trying to save me money.
It was crazy in that rain.
Was crazy.
But we did it.
But those tie downs are useful. That is where your straps, your little strap hooks, you're going to click them in, run your to the next strap, and then crank it. Make sure before starting to crank it, actually get the distance on the crank, the rope. Get it already almost pretty tight before you start cranking. Otherwise, you can over spool it and fill up your crank, and then basically it's a heck of a time getting it out. You get 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheels, an upgraded navy Pierre, and it says upgraded. Not everybody finds the interior actually upgraded. Some people prefer the black XL interior, but you're getting dark blue and gray interior. And you're getting those premium cloth seats. Comfort-wise, there's no comfort difference between an XL and an XLT. I've spent hours in all the models, and whether you sit your bum in a Lariat or you park your rear into the XL, the comfort of the seat is the same. And why is that? Because don't be fooled, the actual building of the seat is the same. It's just the covering that changes. You've got premium cloth seats, so we talked about that, and good times and good looks are in your future. So why are they saying good looks are in your future? Well, you can always go online and do a little search for 2024 Ford Maverick order guide. Be careful, there's a difference between the Canadian order guide and the American order guide. For example, in the States, you don't have your wipers that de-ice. In Canada, we still have our de-icing wipers, but with the XLT package. But in the States, it's gone for 2024. So your Ford's talking about these extra XLT looks. It's the little bar up here. You got the little gray bar there. So you got a bit of a different look in the grille. You've got your mags. And the rest to me looks very similar to the XLT. Yeah. To the XL. So let's go back to the XL and check that out. XL, of course, you can see it right there. You've got your rims, mirror caps are the same, the fenders are the same. It really looks the same, but it's a $1,400 difference. That's not bad. $1,400 if it was just the mags, I'd say, oh, those are expensive wheels, but you're getting more than the wheels, and you can actually check out all the little details in the 2024 Ford Maverick order guide. I'd say get the XLT because Ford is going to be building the category, the trim they're building the most of is XLT. Now, I've covered this in previous shows, so I'm going off memory, but XL was, what, 20% now? They've kicked it up, but XLT was the huge majority of the actual builds. And of course, you need to know this. A lot of people are getting carried over. They've ordered a 2023. They're not going to get a 2023, a lot of people, if they've ordered a hybrid. So a lot of the hybrids are going to people who've already been waiting. So if you're a new 2024 order and you order a hybrid, guess what, folks? That means that if you order an XL hybrid, good luck. Even if you're this morning and you're the first of the new orders, maybe you'll get it. But I think, if you're this morning, new order, XLT hybrid, yeah, you're going to get it. I'm very confident. But if you're an XL with only 20% of all the Mavericks going to XL, and then roughly 30% of those are going to be hybrids, I think they're all going to be filled up by carryovers. So personally, I would never order as a new orderer an XL hybrid unless I'm willing to wait. Marie waited. Now she's going to have a whole lot of cash in her pocket. Marie's hit the lottery with the Maverick. Like in life, there's a balance, pros and cons. Sometimes the cons go really down, the really bad 18-month wait, but then the pro, tons of money. You gotta always balance out and look at the two sides of the coin, as they say. Now I'm out of expressions to explain my situation. So let's get back to the XLT. The XLT hybrid, the cost is what? Well, I think I'm going to test your math again, Marie, even though you've already failed. But 26,315. In case you're visual, I'm going to point you at it.
Yeah, I'm more visual. Thank you.
So am I. And if the computer wants to work here, 27,815.
Okay, so it's I'm not that good
it's 1,500.
Yeah,
it's
1,500.
Okay. I'm a little better with the math now.
I got it when you say it.
Now, the Lariat, though, it's not 1,500. So the standard engine now is the 2-liter turbo on the Lariat at 34,855. What do we get if we kick that up to 35,635, Marie?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was checking the chat.
34,855. Now we kick it up to 35,635.
Yeah, it's...
What's the price difference there?
35, okay, 800.
Yeah. Are people in the chat, by the way, I'm not reading the comments because I'm focusing over here. I'm wondering, are the people in the chat better at math than Marie, or are you about the same at math with Marie?
I do it roughly.
I played a lot of Monopoly as a kid.
In hundreds.
I played a lot. I played a ton of Monopoly as a kid, so I kind of get the quick math pretty easy. And I also learned that in life, if you don't want to have to work for someone, if you go around the Monopoly board and you don't buy any properties, you'll collect your 200, but overall you're going to lose out in life because the 200, which is your regular job, it's your paycheck, doesn't cover all those expenses in life. So Monopoly taught us, buy property, rent it out.
They never told us to buy a car and sell it after.
No, Monopoly didn't teach you that because traditionally you bought a car and it immediately depreciated and you lost money. Now, great question came across the chat is basically, I wonder if this buy of a Maverick and then sell it for more is going to continue. Well, it's going to continue, and John B. Meanstroke is talking about the housing shortage. Well, the vehicle shortage. That's what's causing a Maverick to be worth more than a new. You're going to sell your Maverick. Your Maverick used is worth more than a new because a new hybrid is like your vehicle now is probably a 1.5 to 2 year wait.
Yeah, so you can have a used right now, so it's worth the money.
You could pay a little more than a new for a used with 3,300 or 3,500 kilometers, or you can wait 2 years but pay the price of what it'll be in 2 years. It's going to go up anyways. So Maverick prices are going to continue to go up because production right now, with adding a third shift, is at about 120,000 units of Mavericks per year. for a vehicle that they can probably sell for at about 350, 400,000 units per year, maybe even more. Heck, if the F-150 can sell close to 1 million units per year, I think the Maverick makes more sense than an F-150. I think the Maverick should outsell the F-150. So I think I'm not going to call it a near infinite demand for the Maverick, but I think they could sell 1 million of these. Now I do hope that, and they're not going to be building 1 million of these, so I hope that Ram and GM and Toyota all come out with a small truck and we can review them all and talk about all the pros and cons between them. Ram might end up having the most comfortable ride and the nicest interior, but if it's like the bigger trucks, it'll be the worst at work and may not be the most reliable of the gang, but we'll have to wait and see. Everything comes with pros and cons. Now, the Lariat, so you can get your hybrid. You've got an $800 difference when going to the Lariat hybrid, so that's interesting. And that's probably because I have a feeling the 2-liter EcoBoost on the Lariat probably is, in Canada, it's been like this. You had to take it all-wheel drive. And I'm wondering if that's because in the States, if you go to 2-liter turbo, I think automatically it's going all-wheel drive, and that's why the difference is smaller. Now, you made magic happen on the screen earlier, Marie.
Yeah, don't take the picture, take the border.
Thank you so much. So let's see here. That's right. Lariat, it comes standard as all-wheel drive. So if you want a Lariat, you gotta take it all-wheel drive. You're not getting that as a 2-liter EcoBoost front-wheel drive. And the 2-liter EcoBoost, by the way, folks, it's been around, started to become used in great numbers in 2013. Gen 1 had a few problems in some very low percentages that were, of course, publicized. But those problems worked out by Gen 2. The 2-liter is not just a very powerful engine with 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque on a vehicle that weighs roughly 3,600 pounds. The power-to-weight ratio of a Ford Maverick is incredible. It's incredible. Audi considers their 2-liter turbo engine as a premium motor. Same thing, BMW, Mercedes. A 2-liter turbo with this type of power is a premium engine, and you're getting it in the Maverick, no charge. That's a fantastic deal. And I know there's a lot of hate on the internet going on. Howdy, Fiona Biscuit. I know there's a ton. And Ridgeview, thank you so much for always being our moderator and taking care of everyone in the chat. So we love you, man. So we've got the Maverick here with a fantastic engine that they charge big premium markup in price on the Escape. It's the standard engine when you're looking at the Lincoln Corsair and the Lincoln Nautilus. And you know what? In the Lincoln Nautilus, it's still a premium engine. So deal of the century is a Maverick EcoBoost, and only Ford customers, I think, are really jumping all over this. I've got Ford truck guys loving the idea of a 2-liter EcoBoost Tremor, just loving it because they see the great deal with that motor. But who's buying Mavericks? It's in the 60 percentile. It's between 60 and 70% of Maverick orders are coming from other manufacturers. These aren't traditional Ford clients, and I wish Ford would put traditional Ford clients' orders, build them faster, because what happens anyways often with people from other brands that I'm seeing, and this frustrates me, they order up a Maverick or two because they're from other brands, and sometimes they order from 4 different dealerships. And then 4 dealerships eventually call them up. Your Maverick's in. Oh, well, I ended up getting a Toyota again. You guys took too long. Which there's wait lines at Toyota as well. Oh, I got a Honda. So long-term Ford clients are being shafted by these new people from other manufacturers who often don't wait out their order anyways. And that, folks, a little BS busting right now. That, folks, is why there's some inventory of Mavericks at some certain dealerships. It's often, in my experience, it's almost always people who have other brands who they ordered a Maverick, and then in the end, they're like, I'm impatient, I'm going to buy a CRV or a Honda Civic. How are they related? I've seen a Maverick get canceled only once it shows up with I bought a Honda Civic or a Subaru, whatever, 4 or 5 months ago. And it's like, okay, well, we made it really, really, really clear when you ordered. It was really important that you're fair with us and you let us know if you're going to cancel, because we're going to cancel your order so someone else can get their order. And the answer I always get is, oh, you guys are lucky to have it. What? No, we're not lucky to have it, because you wasted someone else's time. We might lose a long-term Ford client to another brand. Maybe they'll go buy GM for the rest of their lives.
A serious buyer.
Because you broke your promise. So folks, be a man or woman of your word. If you promise something, keep it. Like people who order a Maverick, who end up buying something else, help everyone else out. Cancel it as soon as you know you're not going to take it. Or if it comes in at dealer 1 and you ordered it at 2-3 dealers, cancel your others once you've worked everything out with your dealer, and you're clearly going to get the Maverick at MSRP price, and they're not going to add $5,000 or $10,000 to it with the excuse of, well, you could just tomorrow go and sell it for an extra 10, so we're going to give you a deal and sell it for an extra 5 more than window. That's why you need your signed offer. So how would I build my Maverick? Well, here's a bit of an argument. I'd build a Tremor. I think a Tremor, a 2024 Ford Maverick Tremor, is incredible. You, on the other hand, would take another hybrid, I think. What would you do?
Yeah, definitely. I really love the hybrid. I'm sad to let my Maverick go, but because you ordered a Bronco and it came too soon, we had a choice to make. So it wasn't planned to get rid of the Maverick too soon.
Yeah, and because you don't pay the difference between a Maverick and a Bronco, which is a wild track, which should have shown up after, it should have been a year wait, but sometimes things go through the system quickly, and it just went through the system and in Canada. So
normally, I won't get rid of the Maverick.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep it for 1 or 2 years, or maybe more. We never know. And I fell in love with the hybrid. That's why I was hesitating for 3 weeks to say yes to the Bronco, because I was like, no, it's not an hybrid. I don't want to go on 100% fuel again.
Yeah.
But finally,
right.
I made the choice
really
for you
hesitate.
to help you have the Bronco.
And I offered you the Bronco at basically the same price as your Ford Maverick. So honestly,
you would help me pay for it. So
in the chat,
that's a good deal.
you guys can hate on me. It's okay. You can say, Johnny, you're such a jerk.
You have too much cars.
We're all waiting for a Maverick, and now you're selling yours, and it's okay. I am a bit of a jerk on this one, but I promised that I would take that Bronco. I told when that Bronco was ordered for me, there weren't any Broncos left in our waiting list, and the dealer was like, I was like, I still love Broncos. I'm going to have a Bronco again one day. And I was told, look, there's no one left on the waiting list other than people who want, a painted top. Basically, if they want the unexistent Bronco. So they're like, we've got no orders in the system. So we're just going to get inventory of, Big Ben. So if you want a Bronco and you're going to take it, we'll order it for you. And I said, well, yeah, my dream Bronco is a wild track with the green, eruption green. So I ordered it, and I promised I'd take it. I said, I'm going to make things work on my end, and I will take it. I got to keep my word. So I'm taking that Bronco. So the WB.
But I can keep my word, because I won't take the Maverick for too long. Yeah.
Car pimp is I'll accept that. I'll take that. That's fair.
Jay says Johnny's the Bronco bully. I love that one.
Yeah, I'm pushing Bronco on her. Well, I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna tell her we're selling your Maverick so I can have a Bronco and you're gonna make the Bronco payment. I just said, it's your choice, hun, but you can have the Bronco at the same price as your Maverick. And in the comments, let me know if a Bronco Wild Track was the same price as a Maverick. Be honest here. What would you do? What would you do? Keep in mind, Maddie has she works 7 miles away from the house. So 7 miles to work, 7 miles
Yeah,
back.
it's not that bad to don't have an hybrid.
Mabsim, you're getting me in trouble with, am I going to pay the difference in fuel? Well, I've actually gone as far as telling Marie that if she wants, she can make the Maverick payment on the Bronco. But if she doesn't like the putting gas in the Bronco, I said, look, if you want 1 week out of the month, you can take the Bronco because it takes 3 times more gas than the Maverick. And the other 3 weeks, you can have my Lightning and pay zero.
Yeah, and you liked
Zero,
before when we exchanged cars each week, so it's different to drive. So it's like creating an hybrid in 1 week fuel, 1 week 100% electric. So at final, it's an hybrid.
Yeah, 1 electric vehicle and 1 Bronco equals a hybrid. I love that. Very wise. So let's kick back into what I would ideally order. I'd ideally order a Tremor. I'd go 2-liter turbo XLT. The thing has more chances of getting built. I'd be a new order. Marie, you'd get a hybrid and you just would wait it out. So that's fair. But everyone wants a hybrid. So let's build an XLT hybrid. I'm not building an XL hybrid, because I'm not going to build something that I know as a new order has next to no chance of getting built. Very, very, very small. You have to be really, really lucky. It's 20% of Ford's production for 2024. And there's a whole bunch of hybrid orders from 23 carrying over into 24. And a lot of those are XLs. So I think they're going to be mostly, I'd say at least 85% in my head, doing really rough, quick math, are going to the carryovers in the XL category. Now in the XLT, if you're day 1 or maybe day 2, tomorrow I think is your last chance. If you want a hybrid XLT, get to your dealer, order up, make sure they see OVP, get things signed, get your proof. Colors. What are the colors? Well, for XL this year, unless you're a fleet order, they've removed some colors and we're not going to look at those. EcoBoost XL, still I'd be a little worried because there's going to be carryovers in the XL EcoBoost, possibly, quite possibly. I'll know that once a little later on, unfortunately, but definitely I would foresee some XLs getting carryover. Now you've got black, you've got white, you've got the Cactus Gray. Cactus Gray looks amazing. It looks way better in person than it does here on the internet. So it's really worth checking out at a dealer. You can catch Ford Broncos in this color. You can catch, what else can we catch in Cactus Gray? Bronco Sport. Yeah, your dealer is probably going to have a Bronco Sport in this exact color. And that's the way to go. I think I need help again.
Oh,
okay.
You got it.
Wow. Did it all on my own. I'm a big boy now. So let's get back to colors. We've got the Cactus. We've got some colors missing, that's for sure. So no more Cyber Orange. We've got Carbonized Gray Metallic. We've got this new Terrain color.
I don't know if it will sell that much.
I think it looks awful on the internet. But I think just like Cactus Gray looked bad on the internet and looks amazing in person, I bet Terrain's going to look pretty darn good in this color. I did not invent a color. Let's just close my eyes on that one.
Not sure
for a guy who doesn't
want to order that.
For a guy who doesn't swear, I'm not impressed with myself because I'll rarely swear if wow. Okay, you got Azure Gray Metallic at a cost of $495.
Almost the same as Area 51.
Hot Pepper Red Metallic Tinting Clear Coat, another color that when it came to the Bronco, I was so disappointed that this was the color and they got rid of Ruby Red. And then I saw it in person, and again, this is a color that shines and looks great in real life, but you got to keep that color clean. If you're going to have a bit of dirt and dust or pollen on this color, it looks bad. Silver and gray are the best for dirt roads, areas with pine trees that give off an incredible amount of pollen. Don't park underneath a pine tree, folks. Advice to give you to save you a ton of trouble. If you do get it on, I'd take it off with Vaseline immediately, because if that pine sap dries, you're in big trouble. Good luck getting it off. And don't just put any product on your paint. Be very careful. Now, we also have Atlas Blue Metallic. Atlas Blue Metallic is a traditional Ford color. Heck, our 2011 F-150 with 300,000 clicks on it. Round up 3,000 clicks, to be very open and honest, but an amazing color. It looks great in person. That is a winner day in, day out. That's how I take my Ranger. If I didn't order the Ranger Raptor green, Ford, please don't send me that Ranger Raptor quickly. Please send that in like 12 months because
Take your time.
I can't even trade the Lightning right now, Ford. You're killing me. The Ford Lightning dropped $40,000 in wholesale value. Now I could sell it used myself for more than 72, but it's 110 Canadian and it's now worth 72 on the wholesale. That's a drop of 38,000 to be precise. That's awful. Ford, that's bad, and that has to do with Ford dropping the prices by up to 15,000 Canadian on the Lightning today. We'll talk about the American price drops, but in Canada, Platinum off $15,000 less. These huge price drops, great for new owners, horrible for current owners in regards to resale. And this is why I've been against the idea of Ford having rebates. Don't do rebates. Just get the MSRP right and tell everyone we sell at MSRP, and what fluctuates throughout the year is, we go between 0% interest up to 5 or 6. You get the new vehicle, it comes out, it's a brand new model, there's a ton of excitement, way too much demand. Calm demand down by throwing a 7% interest rate on. Basically, act like the Fed with the economy, but with the agenda of wanting to help car sales or slow down car sales, not with some unknown agenda when they make moves that aren't really making sense because the economy is crashing and they're raising interest rates. They're 12 months stuck in the past and they're really going to put us in a whole lot of trouble. So I don't know why we all have to live with this Fed bank decisions. They're controlling the money and they're making the regular people pay for inflation. That's a different story for a different day. I would not take, in my area at least, I wouldn't take a front-wheel drive Maverick, but you would. The hybrid front-wheel drive, you had a good winter experience with it.
Yeah, for the quick winter I had with it.
No, but yeah, your tires, it was awful in that ice storm we had.
Yeah.
Your tire, well, awful. We still made it up 1 kilometer of hill at a decent, pretty steep hill with your hybrid on the standard tires, but they weren't safe for braking. We were sliding when it came to braking, and had we been braking down the hill, we would have never stopped. We would have just slid down the entire hill. But we also did a snowstorm with the dealer's demonstrator. Every dealer, it'd be great if they all had a demonstrator. It cost the dealer money, but it's good customer service. And we drove through a winter storm, towing.
Yeah, it was
1,500
impressive
pounds.
Towing, and we are on the hills, and yeah, it was
fantastic.
It was like nothing.
With great tires, with very good tires, winter tires, it was fantastic. And those winter tires weren't even expensive tires. They're mid-price. They're very good mid-price tires. Yeah. So for resale, though, if I'm going with an EcoBoost, unless you're in a really hot area like Florida, California, but if you're, if you're anywhere where that gets snow, and these days, heck, Texas can get snow, or if you're dealing with mud, Florida mud, Texas sand, if you want to go out I'd get an all-wheel drive. It's worth
just,
the money.
Like the last weekend picking strawberry, we need to pass in the mud, and it was good to have great tires.
That's right. Those are BF Goodrich KO2s. They will take us anywhere. BF Goodrich, send me free tires. I'm always plugging you guys. You owe me. Give me tires on the Bronco. Throw tires at me. I'll continue to plug you either way, but be cool about it. I give you all sorts of free publicity. Now, let's talk transmission. Don't be fooled on the Ford Maverick transmission here. It says automatic, continuously variable transmission. Well, at least they're saying automatic, and they're putting an A in front of the C. But when I originally went for my Ford Maverick courses, they're just calling it a CVT. I'm like, you guys are shooting yourselves in the foot. You're training all the salespeople to call the Ford Maverick transmission a CVT. Do you know how it works? And they're like, it's a CVT. And I'm like, no, it's not a CVT. And I was so frustrated because Ford pays people to train their salesmen at these events. They're not like, full-time Ford employees. Usually they'll do like different brands. And anyways, the people that were taking care of this with the material they're giving out, it was saying CVT. This is an eCVT, not an ACVT. It is automated, an automatic, but it's an automatic electronic CVT. So essentially it's a planetary gear set. You got one big gear with big old metal teeth, and then other little gears to help sort of simulate gear shifting. It's not like your regular belt driven or chain driven CVT where you go up a hill like our hill that's 1.5 kilometers of going uphill. With a traditional CVT, it'd scream the whole way. And with a traditional CVT, if you're fast on the pedal, well, that puts a lot of torque to that belt or chain, and with time, it's going to wear it out. Also, huge, also, if you tow with a CVT, going from, when you take off of the vehicle and having that little bit of moment with it's just the weight of the vehicle and then the trailer kicks in, that also pulls on the belt of a CVT. I strongly dislike CVT transmissions. I really, really like this eCVT. I like how it feels. We don't go up hills at 4,000 or 5,000 RPM because it's a really, a bad one speed. This is good at simulating and feeling like a regular transmission. And it's reliable. That's the big one, folks. The Honda CR-V in earlier on, 2015, 2016 and older was in the top 3 for most reliable SUVs you could get. It was probably the best choice. And now it's not because it's running a CVT. So really important, eCVT. They need to make that clear. They should describe what it is. I'd love it if on information you'd click, and it's not going to happen. But why isn't it that we just click on the transmission and with details? I'd like to see a little video showing what the transmission is, showing it how it works, so we're all more knowledgeable. And if you really want to sell these Mavericks and help with people's confidence on the product, right, this is not a regular traditional CVT. Toyota basically uses the same transmission. Very, very similar, very, very reliable. So if you go down to the XLT and you're wondering what's in the XLT group, right here, you can always click on the little I here. So you've got XLT 300 equipment group. So at any time, you can click here on the I and you get a full description of what's in that group. Now, if you've zoomed in like crazy on your computer, you're not going to get a whole lot of description, but you can see that you're getting those 17-inch painted wheels, painted gray grille bar, the interior, the power glass, the outside mirrors being electric, the power locking tailgate, which is really nice, the security code, keyless entry, so the little code for going into the vehicle, and the flex bed with 1 rear cubby storage and 10 pickup box tie downs. Now, I almost feel like I need to go to the order guide. I'm not going to do that within this show, but for some reason, I thought the security code was gone. So is that an order with a mistake with the internet, the building price? It could be. And this is why, just to make sure, you should always review the order guide. Now, if you also want all the features, you can go click down to, there's the boxes here, and they'll run you through all the features of the vehicle. So that's really how you can make sure you know what you're getting, even though it's an order. Because yes, it's tough. It is tough ordering a vehicle if you don't know or don't feel comfortable about what you're actually going to be getting. That's why it's fun to really jump into this. But if I were you, I'd print off right beside you an order guide. Maverick Truck Club, they share that proprietary confidential information, but it's useful anyways, so I'm still going to promote it. Get it from there, print it off, and then just look, and you can be like, okay, well, this is saying the XLT 300 package has this. Then you head over and read it all. It's going to take you 7 to 10 minutes maximum. Probably if you read just XLT, you'll be done reading in about 3 minutes and you'll know exactly what's on your XLT. And you won't get fooled into thinking you have to buy an appearance package or an XLT luxury package or a Ford Copilot 360 package. Of the packages, which one would you take, Marie?
The luxury package for sure. The one that I took on my Maverick.
Yeah.
Because with the heated seats, steering wheel that is heated, that's perfect for the winter. But I know if you're in Florida, maybe that's not your priority.
So for $2,275, you're getting your 8-way power driver and 6-way manual passenger seat. You want both electric seats up front, jump up to a Lariat. You're getting your 400 watt and 110 volt inverter, cab outlet with USB and rear console. So it's the rear console USB. The standard XLT has the USB up front for the two people in the front. You've got it just the same. Full size spare because it's the hybrid. Heated mirror on the outside. Body color skull caps, which I think that again is body color skull caps. I think that's an error again because I think they're black skull caps. Heated seats, leather wrapped heated steering wheel, LED box lighting, trailer hitch with 4-pin connector, and windshield wiper de-icer, which is true for Canada. But I checked the American order guide and the windshield wiper de-icer is gone from the order guide. So who's right? Probably the order guide. Who cheated on their homework? Probably the build and price people just converted the 23 and just typed out 2024. Build and price people. Come on, get it together. Look at the order guide because the order guide is, I've never seen the order guide be wrong, but I've often seen the build and price be wrong. You're lucky I'm not your boss, because people would be in trouble. I'd be replacing employees. You can't have something go public late, and you can't have something go public that's wrong, because people depend on this. Tom Dinder, thank you for the Florida information. Love it. But
That's funny.
If you're on a build and price, you have to realize people are ordering these vehicles knowing they're going to wait for them. They've got to order the right package, because quite possibly we won't be able to switch between trims without getting kicked back to the beginning of the line, because body codes are now going by trim as well. So really important. Hopefully the build and price is corrected for tomorrow. Ford, don't ever hire me to, well, no, why not hire me to manage your employees? I was always very nice when I worked at the university and employees made mistakes. I was like, hey, it happens. Just don't ever make the same mistake twice. And I was always super lighthearted. And I was like, and I'd ask, what are you going to do next time so that this type of mistake doesn't get made again? What's your game plan? So I'd expect them to say, well, I'm not just going to convert 23 to 24 by only changing the date, because I now realize that's silly. Yeah, you shouldn't have been probably playing on your phone when you should have been building the build and price. Anyways, I'm going to stop breaking backs, because I've got a bad back, and I'm going to stop breaking people's backs, but I am disappointed that there is errors with this. Now, the black appearance package, if it interests you, what's it looking like here? Well, we saw it happen there. It's interesting. Oh, why is it going up $3,920? Anytime the price increases more than the initial price. So right here, it said $1,645. You click on it. Ford's really good at this. Most manufacturers won't tell you that they've kicked up the price more than what was shown. So huge kudos to Ford. You do this extremely well, and you're one of the rare manufacturers that treat your clients fairly when they're building it on the internet. The dirtiest ones, Jeep. Come on, Jeep, you're so dirty. Jeep build and price, you click on something like, that only costs you $2 a week. That only costs you $10 a week. Of course, people are like, what's $10 a week? And they keep $10, $10, $10, and they end up spending $25,000 more on their Jeep than they would have. But in their head, they're just like, oh, I spent a bunch of $10. How dirty is that? Marie, how would you feel about that? You keep adding little $4 a week options, $2 a week options, but at the end,
it's way more than that.
It's like you've added, $60 a week, which is a huge amount per month, which is a huge amount per year. How would you?
It's not fun.
Not fun. Yeah.
No, I love to have the right price right now, not after too.
I feel that when manufacturers do that, I feel Jeep, their build and price treats people, they're basically a bro at the bar being like, hey there, here's a free drink. That drink's not free. Don't accept free drinks from guys that buy free drinks. They're not, if they say they're I'm just want to buy you a drink. No, they're not just wanting to buy you a drink. They're wanting more out of the situation. Well, same thing, Jeep. You're acting like, be honest with, tell people, here's your drink, here's your little equipment. It does cost $2 a week, but the true cost of that is, and then say it. Stop calculating everything on 84 or 96 months and saying it's $2 a week. Tell us it's $2,500 the option. So apparently, I guess I'm in a bad mood because I'm breaking backs everywhere. But why is this $3,920? Well, what's really cool is at any time you can click on XLT luxury package, click the I here, and they're going to tell you exactly why the black appearance package costs so much. The black appearance package costs so much because you have to take the XLT luxury package. So that's why. Ford video guy, yes, thank you. Important bar tips with Johnny. Don't accept free drinks. There might be something in the drink, and there's probably an ulterior motive because they're probably treating you as an ends to a mean and not just as, wanting to get to know you. And on that note, The Sound of Freedom, Ridgeview watched it, and the media doesn't want to be talking about it, but I think sounds like it's really worth watching. We want to watch The Sound of Freedom, so I think everyone should watch The Sound of Freedom, because often if something is, well, true and actually useful and not just some dirty distraction, the media is not going to want to talk about it. They're going to want to talk about the Barbie movie. All we hear about is the Barbie movie. Heck, I was listening to the radio from the States, so it was New Hampshire radio, and someone was talking about on the radio, a call-in was saying he's going to go move his buddy because his buddy's being evacuated because his area is being over-flooded. Now, he's had a bit of flood damage, but he's not getting evacuated, so he's going to go help out his buddy. And the radio station response was, "Oh, well, that's really nice of you. So you're going to be at the new Barbie movie on Thursday, right? We'll see you there." And it's like, really? Really, Barbie movie is the huge distraction? So don't watch Barbie. Go watch The Sound of Freedom. We can all learn something about we should all be aware of the positive things of society and also the horrible aspects of society, so we can bring down the bad side and bring up the good. We can all encourage each other to be more ethical, protect each other, help each other out. Marie's kicked me under the table, so back to the build-in price.
Yeah, it will be a long build-in price if you continue like that.
Thank you. You're pregnant, and I got to get you in bed early enough, so we need to get these shows down to 1 hour.
We won't be there till midnight. No.
Now, you can also pick the Ford Copilot 360 package for $650. The XLT luxury package is $2,275. Now, if you go down and you're like, wow, I really like these black mags. Well, what happens when you click on the black mags? What's good? Ford's website right off tells you it's going to cost $3,920. If you're confused and you don't know what's going on, hit the eyes right here. They're going to tell you it's because if you want the black appearance package, you have to take the XLT package. All the accessories, don't take them. Order them from your dealer, or if you just want to help us out of the goodness of your heart, because you don't want us to continue to make only $20 a video. You can go on to our Amazon affiliate links. It'll cost, the stuff's going to cost whatever you buy. If you go on click on a Maverick link and end up buying anything else on Amazon during your session, you're going to pay the same regular price you would, but they're going to send us a little percentage and it'll help us out. Now, all those accessories, you can look at them. It's great to have the pictures, but then go check out, order them right up from your parts department.
Look at them, be tempted, but don't touch it.
Well, that's basically how I did it with you. You're like, oh, what do you like on this list? And you're like, I really like that roll-up cover. I want to order it. I'm like, no, you can't have it. It's bad. Don't touch. Not on your order.
When the Maverick arrived, you you tried to sell me the most expensive. Oh no, you sold me the most expensive.
I remembered you
cover.
wanted it on your order. I said, no, you can't have it on your order. It could add months and months of delay or even kick you into the next year. So what did you do? I remembered, and when it showed up, I'm like, how about that roll-up cover? And you're like, no, I don't want to spend more. I'm like, hold on, you're a lease, and this is how much it's going to cost you per month. So if you keep it for 12 months, it's going to cost you a fourth of not even the $1,600, because good dealers, if you're on a lease, are going to residualize your accessories, meaning if the residual amount of the lease is 50%, that means you pay 50% of the vehicle in the 4 years. As an example here. So if they residual your parts, you only pay half of them, but you're buying out your lease, which means you're getting that, well, had you kept it a year, it would have barely cost you more per month. And now I think it's helping you sell your Maverick.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have because it had a look. So yeah.
So you've got your interior photos
add-on.
here of the Maverick. We've shown it on the channel many times. But if you go with the navy Pierre, like Marie-Pierre, well,
it's almost
that's
my
like
name.
you. It's almost your name. You're Marie-Pierre. This is navy Pierre. So navy Pierre or Pierre. Let's see
confusing.
here. It's gray and blue. If you want the black, you're going with they'll let us know. It's pretty cool. It's going to say, well, here's what's going to happen. So you're going to, let's see, black appearance package with, of course, your luxury package. Do I want to continue? No, because I'd personally build a Tremor package, EcoBoost. Marie, once again, would take her luxury package. You tell us. How do I build this, Marie? How do you want your Maverick? You're not going to get a 24 Maverick, but how would you take it?
Yeah, we could go with the Lux package just to compare with mine.
Okay, so we've had the Lux package. We get the roll-up cover once it shows up. How have you found the power? It's been powerful.
Yeah, it's great. I have nothing bad to say.
It's cool in the morning driving away silently.
Yeah, and it's surprising because sometimes I'm on a little hill and I'm like, okay, it will be fueled, but no. Sometimes the Maverick go in electric mode even if it needs more power. So no, I know it's powerful.
Now, 60 months, fantastic time period to pay something off if you can swing it, because you're less likely to be in a balloon, which an upside down an amount. If you want to trade it basically in 2-3 years, you're always in a better position the faster you pay off the vehicle, and you get affected less by this high interest rate, because the interest rate now is high. It's 7%, so the faster you can pay this off or the more cash you can throw down at the beginning, the better off you are. That's my advice for the day. So estimated selling price, $31,000. So you'd probably take it on purchase, $565 per month. But mind you, you wouldn't put cash down. So if you get rid of the cash down, then $628, I know you'd tell me what? It's too expensive. You don't want to pay $628. So you'd put it on 72 months at $541, am I right?
Yeah,
Tell
and
me
I'm
wrong.
happy you put it on monthly payment because I hate to have the price per week.
Yes, and weekly, everyone, it's like, oh, I can handle that weekly payment
Yeah.
because it makes you forget your other monthly
I'm old
payments, like the
school.
mortgage.
It's easier to calculate for me.
But pay your mortgage weekly just for, find out what it is monthly, but then tell them last minute, I want that weekly. You're going to
cut the
save
interest.
to cut the interest on a house. So your base MSRP, $27,815. Your options, $2,275. That's the luxury package. Destination and charges thrown in at the end, $1,595 for $31,685. That is the cost of your XLT hybrid, folks. Now,
US, yeah.
can you write down the $31,685 US?
Yes.
Let's see how it compares to, I think, the greatest, and no one agrees with me on the internet, the greatest Maverick is an XLT. Like how it already looks, but all-wheel drive. Let's see here. Let's get this the way I take it. Advanced four-wheel drive. Hey, what's advanced four-wheel drive? Hit the little I at the end here. So you can see advanced four-wheel drive for $2,220. Hit the I. And of course, I can't go in there when I'm zoomed in for you all. But if I hit back here, hit the I, what are we getting? Oh, it's the Tremor off-road package. So yes, I want to add it. And then Ford's like, hey, we're not here to trick anyone. This isn't the Jeep building price. We're not going to tell you it's $2 a week and not tell you what we've added on, or $10 or $14 per week. It's $6,365. Tremor off-road package comes with the Ford Copilot 360 package. You click on that, and this is how I'd take it. So we've got it now. Hit up to the calculator. 8-speed automatic transmission, good transmission. So far, reliable. It's in the Escape. It's in the Lincoln Corsair. It's also used by the Lincoln Nautilus. I have a feeling if Ford's throwing it down on so many vehicles, including the Ford Edge, it must be reliable. So what do we end up with? $34,275.
275. Okay, so it's around $3,400 difference.
I'd pay the extra 3,400 to have something I can blow through the sand with, run through mud, have great fuel efficiency on the highway. For a truck, good city fuel efficiency. So I'd expect to get about 10 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, and on the highway, 7 to 8 liters per 100 kilometers. Ridgeview's in the house, and he's a pro with math. So if he's in the mood, he'll convert that into miles per gallon for us. So 10 liters per 100 kilometers in the city with the Tremor Maverick. And actually, this is geared a little different than your traditional EcoBoost all-wheel drive. So instead of, 7, 8 on the highway, I definitely say 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, and still 10 in the city. So still very, very fuel efficient. And the only thing that would keep me from not getting a Tremor is if I needed to pull more than 2,000 pounds. So otherwise, my other choice would be a 4K FX4. If I need to pull 4,000 pounds, I'd get the FX4 4K all-wheel drive 2024 Ford Maverick. Great. If you order this up day 1, day 2, day 3 of ordering. So this week, I think, as long as it doesn't sell out this week, but I'd say if it doesn't sell out this week in the States, you order up an EcoBoost, you're good. If you're a Canadian viewer, I'd say you've got this week, you've got next week. You probably easily have a month easily that you can order an EcoBoost as a new order and be fine. If you're a carryover anytime this month, and I'm sure it's not going to be sold out because Canadians are just less car crazy. We're more laid back, and I'll buy it if it's on the yard, and I hear it all day. It's like, hey, you got a Maverick in the yard for sale? It's like, no, okay, bye. Well, if you order one up, no, okay, bye. And they're different. They're not as car crazy.